I'm Professor Pi. Welcome to my daily mathematical adventures. Hey, don't forget me. I'm Cowboy Rufus. I'm your favorite student. Today we're still talking about the chapter on quadratics, and we're still going to do some review. We did foiling, how to multiply binomials, first, outer, inner, last. Today I'm going to cover another review on factoring. And I know you did it in pre-algebra and in algebra, and you did it a lot in geometry. But somebody in the room might need to review. Isn't that right, Cowboy? He's nodding his head. He needs as much math review as he can get. This is quadratics and factoring. A2IFA.2 and A2.APR.A.1. But it's actually a review. We're not going to factor much in Algebra 2 today. We're going to review, and then we'll go on with the Algebra 2 in the very near future. It says I can write quadratic equations in standard form. I can solve quadratic equations by factoring. Let's start with the standard form. AX squared plus BX plus C is the standard form. The exponents go down 2, 1, 0. And what's anything to the 0 power? Yeah, it's 1. It's 1. So our exponents are x to the square, x to the 1, x to the 0. If the quadratic's out of order, you cannot factor it until you fix that. Remember, not all quadratics are going to be factorable. So some of my examples, I had to get quadratics that are factorable. Some cannot be factored, and we will solve those by completing the square. We'll solve those with the quadratic equation. You've seen both those in the past. Simply stated, factoring is usually unfoiling. There's a couple helpful hints here. Whenever you start to factor, start with the GCF. What do all three terms have in common? If they all got a 4 in there somewhere, divide out the 4. It'll be easier to factor. The second hint is the last sign rule. To help you with the signs, if the last sign is positive, we either have 2 negative solutions or 2 positive solutions, but they match. And if the last sign is negative or subtract, then we have 2 solutions, 1 positive, 1 negative. They cannot match. Let's start with example 1. X squared minus 4x plus 4. I think we put this in the calculator the other day and let the calculator do it. But this is real simple. Check for the GCF. The GCF of 1, 4, and 4 is 1. There's always a GCF. It's 1, but the 1 doesn't help us. But I did check for it. So I wanted to tell you I checked for it. Now, we know from FOIL that the last 2 numbers must be multiply and the middle numbers must be add. So we are looking for 2 factors that multiply to 4, positive 4, and add up to negative 4. So I list all the factors of positive 4. Here's all 4 of them. Which of these can we add up to negative 4? Not 1, not 2, not that one. This one works. So now we put our parentheses down. We got an x and an x. We got minus 2, minus 2. And that is our factorization. It is not our solution. In the next video, I'll talk about how to take those factors and make a solution. Example 2, x squared plus 2, that should be an x in there, right? Because we got to get it in order. That's got to be an x there. X squared plus 2x minus 48. We're looking for 2 numbers that multiply to minus 48, and they add up to 2. Now, I do these tables in my head, and you'll get used to that too. In the meantime, for the whole class, including Cowboy who needs the help, I've got all the factors of 48 up there. All the factors of negative 48 are in that table. And now you ask yourself, what do we need to add it up to? We need to add it up to positive 2. Hey, minus 1 and 48, way more than 2. 1 and minus 48, way less than 2. 2 and 24 cannot get a 2. Negative 2 and 24 cannot get a 2. Negative 3 and 16, 3 and 16, negative 16 cannot get 2. 4 minus 12 gets us a 8, negative 8. Minus 4 and 12 gets a plus 8. We're still not there. What are the only factors left? Minus 6 and 8 and 6 and minus 8. Now, we don't want negative 2. We want positive 2. Which one do we want? Let's go back up, look at the equation. We want plus 2. So this one will not get us plus 2. Oh, it will? How does it do it? Go ahead, tell me how it does it. 6 minus 8 is 2. Oh, then it does get us a plus 2. Then we would go x plus 8, x minus 6. And those are our factorizations. Once again, the solutions are different. We'll talk about solutions in the next video, but all we're going to do is we're going to take every factor we have and set it equal to 0. Then we will get solutions. And I told you the other day when we started quadratics, sometimes there's no solution, no real solution. Sometimes there's 2 solutions. The parabola crosses the x-axis at 2 locations. And sometimes, like the parabola behind me, there's only 1 solution. It touches the x-axis, it doesn't cross it. Here's example 3. Does it have a GCF? 2x squared minus 8x plus 8. Is there something that goes into 2, 8, and 8? And somebody in the back of the room yelled 2. All right, let's take out the 2. We're going to divide out the 2. What's left? Let's see. Let's take out that 2. Let's make that a 4. Make that a 4. Make that a 4. Now, x squared minus 4, we got to put that x back. I just erased. Minus 4x plus 4. Anyone want to factor that? Really? Look at your notes. Does anybody want me to factor that? And let's look at the first equation in your notes. What was my first example? I think we factored that already. There was my first example. There's my third example. Once I took out the GCF, it factors just like the first problem I showed you. Now, example 4. 2x squared minus 6x minus 56. Does it have a GCF? Yeah, 2. What's common about 6, 56, and 2? 2. Take the 2 out and you get the next equation I have written down here. It's x squared minus 3x minus 28. Now, I'm looking for 2 numbers that multiply to minus 28. That's the last number. One is positive, one is negative. How do I know that? It's because this minus sign right here. And what do I want to add it up to? Negative 3. So here are the factors of 28. 1 and minus 28 do not get me 3. Minus 1 and 28 do not get me 3. Minus 2 and 14 do not get me 3. When you add them up, we want what? We want negative 3. 2 and 14 don't come close to 3 or negative 3. So we're now down to these 2. 4 and 7 are going to get me 3, but now we got to worry about which one gets me negative 3. Which one gets me negative 3? This one right here. So we wrote over here. We put down the 2. Where'd the 2 come from? You took a 2 out with the GCF. Is it a factor? Yes, it is. It won't be a solution, but it's a factor. So the complete factorization, we get the 2 out front. Then we get x minus 7 and x plus 4. This is complete. That's my complete factorization. I hope this helped you remember how to factor, and we'll get back into it, and we'll make sure all you know of it before we continue with the class. I've got an assignment down there for you. This should be easy, once again, because it was pre-algebra, then it was algebra, then we did some in geometry. So this is the 4th or 5th year that you've done factoring. And I just wanted to review, I know it's below most of your level. Complete that lesson down at the bottom of the screen. Thanks for watching another Professor Pi video. Yeah, y'all come back tomorrow. Cowboy Rufus and Professor Pi will teach you something new.